Broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, and the best way to start your Saturday. This is KMA Talk Radio, life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. Your KMA crew, the Italian scallion Paul DeGracco, the man with the scoop, William Cooper, Alex the Goat Tavella, and always telling it like it is, honest Abe DeBethna.
I like to smoke 'em like the Winston Churchill, like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, pumped up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar.
Good morning Honest Abe here, and we are broadcasting live from sunny South Florida, episode number 516 of KMA Talk Radio. And as always, I am here with my trusted KMA crew, the man they call the GOAT, Alex Tavella, the man who brings you all the news, up-to-date, rumor, and teaser-free, William the Scoop Cooper, and our special guest host from time to time, Paul,
When
the Italian
have I
scout.
missed a show?
Paul, you made like 3 in a row. Relax. Come on.
I've missed like one show in the last
You're tied with
in
ST.
In the last month,
Yeah.
in the last 2 months of 10 years.
Oh, you know I messed up too. I don't have my audio proper. Does it sound all right?
You're not bad. You're all right. You're good.
It's the video. It's the video we're more concerned with.
Good enough.
Well,
Good enough.
I can do here. So I said to my wife the other day, I was like, "This is it. Like this is as good as I'm gonna look. It's only going downhill from here."
Good
I'm
morning
throwing
to
out the
all
beard
our,
so I can do the mustache for Halloween again.
good morning to all our KMA fans out
that's right.
there. We hope you're starting off your Saturday the way it should be. Post up what you're lighting up. Start the show. Let's see what everybody's smoking today for the show. I think everybody but Paul is probably gonna be smoking the same stick. What you got there, Coop?
I got the Flint Knoll Churchill. Macanudo Flint Knoll Churchill. Love this cigar.
You said that yesterday during the break. I
This
haven't
is
smoked it yet, but,
this is
yeah, same.
yeah. Really love this
Toro.
cigar. It's the best Macanudo I've had in a long time. Yeah.
It's probably the first Macanudo I've had in a long time too. But
Got
Flint,
one?
no.
Flint,
So
no.
we'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that.
Ooh, hold
Yeah.
on, Abe. Hold that up. I want to see that band.
Very nice. Very nice. Nice looking cigar.
Yeah, I like that.
They did. I got the. I'm smoking last year's actually. So mine's the 2000.
So are we, Cooper.
Yep. But they aged. They're aging
Ah.
great.
And I guess the reason why we're all smoking cigars for it's been a long time. We actually have a guest this week in the
Yes.
Talk
Yeah.
Radio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aaron Michaelis of Flint
Michaelis.
Wines. Michaelis, what did I say?
Michaelis.
Oh, Michaelis.
NIS.
There you
Yes.
go. There
Yep.
you go. Of Flint
Yes.
Knoll Wines. He'll be here on the show talking about this very special cigar that was made from Macanudo and the process. So it should be an interesting show
Yep.
today. So I will be imbibing some wine.
Do you have it there? Can you hold up the bottle?
I just
You
did.
just
What are
did.
you looking at?
What were
Wait,
you
hold
doing?
so I can zoom in on it. I want to get a full screen. There you go.
Well, we're losing. There you go. Let's see it.
There we
Flint
go.
Knoll.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'll let you know very shortly.
I've been imbibing. Usually when my wife's pregnant, I try not to drink around her, but the last week has been very stressful. So I was like, you don't mind if I have wine open, right?
What is that
She's like,
word?
no, it's fine.
What are you guys
Imbibe.
saying?
Imbibe.
Imbibe.
It's the classy
Imbibing?
way of saying drinking.
Oh.
I'm actually finishing my first one of this year.
Your first
What,
Starbucks?
pumpkin spice latte?
First one of this year.
Ugh.
I
Ew,
stopped.
I haven't
pumpkin
had one.
spice?
I used to always like them, but I stopped getting them because the one by my house is really like the worst Starbucks in the country. It's like garbage.
There's
The one on
really-
Forest Hill you're talking about, or the one
No.
on 441?
The one on 441.
You
Garbage.
got to go to the Forest Hill one, dude.
I know, but that's not on my way.
1,000
It's
times better.
inconvenient. It's inconvenient to go.
Yeah,
that
you're
way.
going the opposite
Right,
way
but
to
then
go to
go
work.
So I just stopped having them. But my girls are working in the warehouse today. We'll talk about what they're working on today. Very exciting
Ooh.
shit in a little bit. So we did a Starbucks run by Boynton Beach, which is actually really good. And,
Oh, okay, good.
This is actually very tasty. First one, probably the last one of the year. So I'm gonna finish this
Tasty,
up, yeah.
tasty.
I
Tasty.
usually try to have one per season. I'll do a pumpkin
like-
spice latte, and I do the peppermint latte for Christmas time. I'll do
It's like
do one.
500 calories in a cup.
Yeah, and it bothers my stomach, honestly. I get it with almond milk, but still, it's just so rich. I'm assuming Coop and Alex never drink pumpkin spice lattes.
I never
Nah,
drink
I'm not.
Starbucks. I never drink Starbucks.
Their
little-
coffee is subpar, in my opinion.
It's very
is.
subpar.
Subpart of
Yeah.
who? Dunkin' Donuts? It's not subpart of Dunkin' Donuts.
No,
It's no
No,
better
I mean-
than gas station coffee. It's no
Well,
better than
which-
gas station coffee.
Is Dunkin'
It's-
Donuts any better than gas station coffee?
I didn't
I
say
think
I'm
they're
just saying
different.
No, but I mean it's
But-
Dunkin' Donuts is not, but neither of them are good.
I'll
Listen, I
argue.
agree.
I'll argue that
Right.
Dunkin' Donuts is better than Starbucks. I think that
not
Starbucks
the,
got
not
into
the
this
one next
hype.
to us. I can tell you that. Not this
Well,
one.
no, I don't even go in
Not
that
this
one. That
one.
one's
No.
awful.
I will tell you this: there's nothing great about Starbucks coffee, but you ain't getting this drink right here at a gas station or anywhere else.
No.
No,
Isn't
but
that-
then that's the next thing. I would never put pumpkin in my coffee. That's the next thing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm not really
That's just me. That's just me. But I don't have a problem if someone does. By the way, I don't have a problem if someone wants pumpkin in their coffee. That's their choice.
Coop,
Not that
try
there's
it.
anything wrong with that.
Listen, Coop is full of problems, but never has a problem.
No, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yes.
it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Is all I'm saying.
Do you know? I get so excited when Coop in our group chat says something like, this is grinding my gears, or he brings up something that he's upset about. I try to get him going on it. I want him to. I love when he goes into a rant, man. I love it.
It happens every week about something. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
It's one of my favorite things. Coop, if you tried a pumpkin spice latte, you would love it. I know you would.
It's too. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin. Period. My wife is into the
I
whole
was
pumpkin.
just saying, if you don't like pumpkin, you're not going to like
Yeah,
it.
it's not my. Yeah, it's just not my thing. Yeah, I've had
feel like
the
we should go
gingerbread
taste this.
lattes. They're not as bad. I can deal with a gingerbread latte actually.
Those are
I'm
good.
actually surprised that Coop and Alex aren't wearing black today
Boy.
Well,
in mourning.
Well, no. There's a thing. I have a rule. I will only be upset about a bunch of millionaires throwing balls around the day of the game. I don't carry it over into the next day.
yeah, I kind of support that too.
But no, it was a. We're talking about the Phillies' untimely demise in the Major League Baseball playoffs, folks. If you haven't caught,
It was
and,
funny. I was working here late that night, and Alex was back here watching the game, and he'll usually come and check in on me or say something, and usually, bitch, you still here? And I ended up working until about midnight, and I'm like, fuck, he left. He didn't say anything, like nothing. I mean, just gone. And I went and I googled the score of the game because I wasn't watching it. I'm like, oh, no wonder. No wonder.
Yeah, it was just an awful. I mean, I think our Coop and I shoot a text message. We know there's no text messaging during the game, but after the game,
Right,
and
after
I think
the game,
the two text messages after the game were like terrible, awful.
Yeah,
I mean, it was awful. That team completely collapsed. Our manager doesn't have it for the big time. That's just
He doesn't
a fact.
know.
He's
Nope,
not
that's a fact.
experienced. And the problem is the Phillies play exciting baseball for the fans. Games are exciting. They're knocking home runs out of the park. They're all knocking solo home runs out of the park, but they don't play baseball that wins championships. They don't knock runs in off base hits. It's everybody swinging for the fences, which is great when you're a fan and you see the ball go flying. But, when you got a team like the Diamondbacks who are stealing bases, knocking in runs off singles and doubles, it's hard to beat that kind of team when you're trying to survive off a solo home run. And then especially when the guys that you pay a cumulative $900 million go like 3 for 35 in the last two games.
Yeah, and then when the manager basically doesn't make you have to make adjustments sometimes. I don't like the guys who overmanage. Don't get me wrong, but this was the extreme. There were no adjustments being made in these games at all. No pinch hitters, no base running. How do you have a guy batting less than 100, batting with the bases loaded? I still can't get over that.
I mean,
you have a guy batting less than 100. Yeah,
literally 2 for like 35. How do you not pinch hit him? But something interesting happened last night, Cooper, and you guys can probably enjoy this too. There was an omen. This could be the Diamondbacks' year. There was an omen last night, and I don't know if you caught it. I'm going to show you the video. Last night during practice, a Diamondbacks pitcher hit a bird.
Oh, really?
Now let me show you.
Oh my god!
Wow. Wait a
I
minute.
assume the bird didn't make it.
No, but now wait a minute. If you remember this, remember that was Randy Johnson's infamous hitting the bird during the 2001 series when the Diamondbacks won the World Series. So that could be an omen that this is the Diamondbacks' year. The bird, the albatross.
Odds of fucking hitting a bird.
Could you imagine what the odds? First of all,
The
you're
same
throwing
team.
the ball-
times.
Yeah,
the same team. You're throwing the ball 100 miles, especially Randy Johnson. He was probably throwing it 104 miles an hour. To be that on point with the bird coming in.
And why
And
the bird flying that low. It's just so odd.
It's funny though because you could see the difference and how powerful Randy Johnson was. That
He
second video,
decimated,
the bird
decimated
exploded.
the bird on impact.
Exploded.
Yeah.
The bird completely exploded.
Exploded. So, but I don't know. That could be an omen, man. This could be the Diamondbacks' year.
The game was good last night. That was a good game.
It was, and they played good ball.
That was like a suicide flight.
Right.
I mean, if
Yeah,
that bird
he was
tried
good.
to hit the ball, it couldn't hit the ball while moving. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Right.
Unbelievable. Well, listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Big week next week. We got some cool shit on today's show. Today's show, we're going to finally, for the first time, publicly announce something that I kind of slipped and aware by one day. But we're going to talk about something that we've kept quiet really for 2 years now. And we got like a whole bunch of things going on next week. So we're going to kind of get everybody up to speed of what's happening and when. And I'm sure, people still miss it. But starting off with what we've been getting bombarded with nonstop. Great Smoke tickets. Great Smoke tickets go on sale November 1st, noon Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Not that this message right now will decrease any of the PMs or emails I've been getting, but the basic rush. I mean, the two items that will probably sell out immediately quick are VIP tickets. And this year we've added a new event. Just when you thought we couldn't jam more shit into a 4-day event, we have a very special 6-flight tasting from Elijah Craig. They got some allocated products, some very special product, 6 1-ounce pours. It's only room for 40, mostly because of the allocated rare, stuff they're going to be bringing. So it's going to be a live event here. I think it's Thursday, Alex?
Thursday, it's like 5 to 7 or 4:30 to 6:30.
Yeah,
it's an early event.
It's right before the kickoff party. It's literally the first TGS event. We'll have a special seating area outside. There's only 40 tickets. So that's going to probably be gone quick. VIP tickets, everybody else, you got time. No need to go crazy. But it goes on noon Eastern Standard Time, November 1st. Anybody wants to know the ticket prices, you can go to the Great Smoke website, www.thegreatsmoke.
I put the link in the chat as well.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Click on whether you want virtual or live, and you can see all the pricing for the tickets. They
pricing,
do not go
information,
on sale.
times,
Pricing,
yes.
information, what it includes. They go on sale
November 1st.
November 1st. You know what?
What?
Should have had you upload it. Big changes here. The box, the badass box. I got a picture of it. Yeah, I got a picture of it.
I may be able to find
I'll just show it on my phone. Big change. I mean, we've contemplated this change, and I think a lot of people are going to get excited about it. I don't know if it's going to make for a better event or not, but it's something that we've kind of toyed around for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, definitely before the pandemic. And
Big announcement.
I got
well,
it.
there are no ticket books this year.
Yes, there's no cigar ticket books this year.
No one's going to have to.
The announcement's over, Paul. We went through. We made the announcement already. Yes.
There are no ticket books. There'll be no pit area. The sales will be happening at each individual manufacturer's booth. We'll have other cool activities where our pit normally is. And you will get a self-contained package. Now, this is the same package you'll get if you buy a virtual ticket. We'll ship this to your house. But you will get a self-contained package that basically has everything but the commemorative cap. Alex, why don't you pop it up if you got it? Oh, there it is. All the swag in one box, and those 2 drawers will hold your 32 cigars. That would be normally the event cigars that you'd have to, for an hour go
Oh my
around.
God, I love that.
That really came out nice. Yeah.
You get everything in one package. All there, your swag, your special swag, your cigars. That's what everybody gets this year. No more going around ticket books, collecting lines, reverse lines, back lines, all that other fun, cool stuff. So we got some very cool stuff this year, as always, working hard to continually better the experience of the Great Smoke. But those tickets go on sale. Is Wednesday, November 1st? Yeah. November 1st, noon Eastern Standard Time. What else we got? We have October 31st for those interested. It's really funny. I've been getting a lot of messages.
Me too.
It's up on the website, but it won't start till October 31st. Everybody who acquired one of the Tatuaje Anarchy NFTs, probably one of the most historic cigars released in our cigar industry. We will all be putting our cigars up for sale October 31st. Every box will come in a dress package that adorns the NFT of that particular purveyor. So this is the NFT we acquired, and then there'll be a box of Anarchies inside here. And we got a pretty cool program for any box buyers. We're kind of creating a very special private Facebook group, which we call Anarchists. When they achieve Anarchist status, they get a pretty badass coin. They go on, they register their box, and they will be definitely special offerings for all Anarchists. And we're going to host an annual event in Miami with Pete Johnson annually for those who are achieve what we call Anarchist status. So
Nice job.
yeah, we want to build a nice little culture around this.
Yeah, I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this coin is really amazing. I mean, this coin really, it's not even, it doesn't even feel like a coin, the way it was coated and finished. But this is your Anarchist coin. I'm holding upside down. This is your Anarchist coin.
Cool.
And it says you have achieved Anarchist status achieved. And then you have to go online and you register your box at tatuajeanarchy.com. You enter your box number, the purveyor you bought from, and then you get an invitation to a very private group only made up of box buyers and all the purveyors and Pete Johnson. And then we'll have some cool offerings from them time to time. And then we'll host an annual party for anarchists from all over the country. So it's going to be pretty wild.
Yep. Yep.
Just remember, there are only, our allocation is only 16 boxes a year. I only have 15 boxes this quarter. I don't get another 15 boxes till next quarter. So
wow.
Yes, that's it. It's really
I
rare.
didn't realize it was that limited.
Well, we have the same allocation as everybody else.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is. It's not. I doubt that this cigar, for the vast majority, will be anybody's everyday cigar or regular rotation cigar. I see. There you go.
It always sounds.
I see this being a special occasion cigar, special moments. I mean, for some people it may be an everyday cigar, but for the vast majority, it won't.
Like you're on Dojo for the night. You smoke one.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Well,
Isn't that what you smoked last night, Alex?
We had it,
or no? Did
we
you
had-
smoke chaos?
Yeah, I mean, got to get it out there, bro. You know what I mean? Got to mention it.
Gotta
we
mention
had
it.
to
Yeah,
take-
quality
we had to take
assurance.
some
Yeah.
product photography of one, so
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I need here. Take a picture of this and smoke it. Are you? No, it's so funny. And Abe should know by now because I'm a pig. But he's like, "Are you going to smoke it?" Yeah, I'm going to fucking smoke it. I'm not saving it. I'm not stashing. I'm
You
not
is a
saying.
pig.
I'm gonna smoke it. I'm smoking it now.
Yeah.
If I wasn't on Dojo, I would have smoked it that night. I don't save anything.
So that goes up the 31st, and there was something else next. Oh,
Yeah.
big! This is another big thing for us. For the third year in a row, and the last year in this packaging format is our themed advent calendar. 25. This could be the best selection of the last 3 years. I think people, when they see the 25th cigar, will be blown away once again. Amazing package. I think it's over $400 in there or close to it, somewhere around there in cigars. This advent calendar will go on sale Friday next week, November 3rd, noon Eastern Standard Time. I've been getting messages about when our advent calendars were going to drop for probably over a month now. So you're hearing it here first. And we have a very special drop that's going to occur on the same day. Now, this is really something we've been working on for pretty much almost 2 years. One of the comments when we first released the advent calendar 3 years ago was, "Wow, man, I wish somebody would make something for Hanukkah." And the minute I heard that, I kind of started working on a project right away. So I believe, and I could be wrong, I was wrong on the advent calendar, but I believe this will be the first time anybody has released a Hanukkah holiday box. Alex, do you have a picture of that? There it is. It's a Hanukkah holiday box celebrating the 8 days of Hanukkah. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about what this is here. These cigars are epic. Most of these, some of these were made for it, exclusively for this package. Almost everything in there is either very limited production or you just won't be able to buy them anywhere. They're 9 bangers of a cigar because I only had 9 cigars. I had to go over the top. That's why the cards are there. You open up a card for every day. There are 9 cigars in here. The first one being the Shamash. And if you are unfamiliar, that's the lighting candle of the menorah, the one in the center usually. So if I was celebrating this box, I would open up the Shamash the day before, the first day of Hanukkah. And then there's the first day, and everyone has a little card to give you a little bit more information about the cigar. I have the packaging here. I mean, this is.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I like it. It looks way better than the picture. Actually, it looks.
Well,
cool.
it's got
Iridescent.
this
you can
foil
see
sheen
the
on it.
foil.
But the real cool thing is inside, you can see there are 9 boxes to represent the 9 candles of Menorah, and they're all numbered with, I think, the Shamash being here at the top. There's awesome. The Shamash. So you start with that cigar, and when you pull them out, you'll see. Pull one out here.
Careful now. Don't reveal it.
Each one looks like a candle. So it's literally it represents the 9 candles.
Wow.
Menorah. Yeah. So
wow, man. Jeez.
Yeah. I'm very proud of this packaging. If this packaging doesn't win packaging of the year, then they might as well just kill the category. No, seriously.
That came out really good.
I'm not even trying to pat my own back. If this thing doesn't win packaging of the year, then they might as well just kill the category. It's probably one of the nicest things I've created in my career. And very proud of it. And I think you're just going to see a lot of people get both. They're both definitely worthy. 25 in the advent calendar and the 9 in here are banging. And I think, especially when they get to the last one, most people will be shocked because they didn't believe any of these existed anymore. So we worked really hard to pack 9 really epic cigars in that box.
What is the price on that? Or is there not one yet?
No, Alex, do you know offhand? I think it's for the Advent's $269.
No.
$259.
No. I think you're way high.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, for the Advent, you said. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. For the Advent,
Yeah.
I think it's $259.
I think it's $259 and $159 on the Hanukkah holiday box. I believe that's what it is.
You cannot get better value than what was in that advent calendar. I'm sure that Hanukkah was great.
The advent calendar is like $400 of cigars, and the Hanukkah box. It's really probably, if you value it, it's hard because some of these just don't have a retail price. It's probably well over $200, $220 worth of cigars. But what's even harder than that is that some of these cigars you're not going to be able to buy ever, and you'll know what they are. So, very, very, very cool packaging, and I'm proud of it. It's actually the first time we publicly announced it. We haven't done anything yet because we really had just been working really hard on this for a couple of years, and I wanted to be the first. So we really kept this under wraps for a long time. We didn't want anybody else working on making this. And this is something you see next year by other manufacturers. You know where it started.
I didn't even know about you doing this one, Abe. You kept this one.
Listen,
for me,
this has been under wraps for
good job you guys did with that. Yeah,
almost 2 years.
Yeah,
like right after the first Advent calendar, we said we started work on this.
It was a great response, and I thought about it, I'm like, why hasn't anybody done one?
Yeah,
it was
great
just
idea.
So look, I was just going to say this. You guys better get your orders in as soon as they're available because Evan Darnell is going to buy all of them and gift them to everybody and gift them to all of his friends.
Well, he buys them.
So we're excited about that. So that drops Friday, November 3rd, noon Eastern Standard Time. And I think we covered it. Did I miss anything?
The only other thing is Wagashi. Wagashi.
Is that the 8th? Yeah, the following week on the 8th, start looking for the notification.
Yeah, the following Wednesday.
Yeah, the following Wednesday. So that's not next week, it's the week after. The Wagashi notifications for anybody who made a deposit. You will get the notification to complete your final payment, and we will get those out right away.
What is the date of the event? Because I did you guys talk about it on Dojo last night and I just missed it?
What? The event is November 10th.
Yeah,
November 10th.
Even I knew that.
I put it in my. I think I put it in my calendar.
Put it in your calendar so you can see it and not show up.
I was gonna come. November
And
10th. No, look at this.
We don't
Cigar Dojo. Look at that. I have it in my family calendar with my wife. I said Cigar Dojo event.
And only those who place the pre-order will get the Wagashi commemorative coin here. You want to zoom in on it, Paul?
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
So if you place the pre-order, the pre-orders will get one of these commemorative coins. And then once we get all the pre-orders out, probably the following week, Friday or something, all the extra boxes that we have will be available for sale to those who did not place a pre-order.
Do you guys have the Wagashi? Have you smoked it yet, Alex?
No, I have not.
Wagashi has not arrived at the warehouse yet.
Steve has it. He commented last night that he has it. And
it's in transit. And what we're going to do, because it's 1,400 boxes, we're going to pre-pack them before we put them up for things. So we'll have them already in boxes of 1 or 2 or 3, and that way, if people pay their payments, the team could just slap a label on a box that's already packed and get it out, so we can expedite getting all these out. Because while we're trying to process all these orders for the pre-deposits, we still have our regular business every day. So we're just kind of getting it organized and prepared so that we can get it out.
Right.
We'll have some at the party and the event, Mark, but no, they probably, if it ships 8, the party's 10. You're in Florida, you may get it if you pay your thing right away. It may be there, but we'll have also some at the event.
Speaking of which, let me address the soccer mafia who's out for my head. There is a contract out on me.
Sick your dogs off of them.
Listen,
I've been in that position, Alex. I know.
Listen, man. It's not like a damn DTT cigar went up against a Dutch Master and a White Owl last night. Okay, I was 3 phenomenal cigars were forced upon me, and I had to make a decision. I'm sorry.
So you trashed one of Saka's cigars? I saw the Brulee Blue one.
I did. I had. Look, man. I was faced with the Elba Wense from Foundation, Illusion Epernay, and a Sobremesa now called Solita, the original Sobremesa line. Saka had already got an overwhelming number 1 prior to that. I mean, come on, man. I'm sorry.
Alex, when I gave Sin Compromiso an 89, the hate mail I got.
You're lucky
They were after me. I've been there. I know. I knew as soon as you did that, I'm like, oh, he's gonna get it from these guys.
What about that time you had the one time you had Saka on your show? One of the times you had Saka on your show, you guys asked him if you had to get rid of one line, what would it be? And he was like, iffy, this and that. And you, Coop, I think said like, I'd have to get rid of Sin Compromiso.
Right.
And I remember the backlash just in the comments.
Like
people were in, I mean, I'm talking like hundreds of comments in like 2 minutes. Like it was.
Oh yeah. But it wouldn't matter what I answered. I would have had that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Meanwhile, the Wagashi shipment's been retracted. They're calling it back.
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty much everything we can update you on this morning. We have a very special guest in the wings that we're going to bring on. Before we do, we have a little video just to give you a little bit more about the person, the company, and the project. So why don't we go ahead and run that before? Well, do you want? How should we do this? Let's think about this now. Do we run our Meet Your Maker first and then go into the video? Do we announce them and then run your Meet Your Maker?
I say the video is the Meet Your Maker.
All right. So this is
that's what I was thinking. So we don't overdo it. Yeah.
Well, this is our Meet Your Maker segment. Let's run this video and then we'll introduce our very special guest.
Our barrels have a long journey to get to us and a tall task when they arrive. For the second release of the Macanudo Estate Reserve, we age our tobacco in the finest French oak barrels for an unparalleled smoking experience. These barrels begin their journey in some of the oldest, most revered oak forests in France. Only a select few oaks are harvested, handcrafted, and charred by acclaimed French cooperages. The barrels then cross the Atlantic to America's wine mecca, Napa Valley, California. There, the French oak imparts spice, aromatic complexity, texture, and tannin to our Flint Knoll's luxurious Cabernet Sauvignon, making each sip an exploration. As their journey continues, the barrels then are transported to the northern highlands of the Dominican Republic. There we age an impeccable American broadleaf tobacco inside the barrels, adding notes from each step of the expedition to the tobacco's final profile. The French oak lending a nuanced complexity. the rich Cabernet Sauvignon imparting a dense vibrancy. Every expression of Macanudo Estate Reserve is as unique as the barrels and the wines in which it is influenced. In every cigar, that influence is evident.
Now, for the first time on KMA Talk Radio, we're pleased to introduce and happy to have Aaron. Aaron, is your last name Michaelis or Michaelis?
Well, Michaelis. Wow. Nice pull, Paul. Nice.
Oh, man, I should have just gone with my gut. That's what I thought
Michaelis. Yes.
What maybe you should have done was ask him pre-show when you were talking to him.
Yeah, it would have been a good
Maybe
idea.
what you should have done.
We were
Would've been a good
talking
idea.
about Mr. Potato Head.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a particularly interesting project. How did you, I guess we'll start, how did you get involved with the folks at Macanudo?
Well, first to start, thank you all for having me here. Thanks for the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Mealy, for getting this set up. He's a stud. Love working with him. I saw Evan chime in. I got to work with him in an event in Nashville. So all these great people. And then thank you guys for supporting us in your Cigar of the Month Club. A couple, what was that, in June or July, I believe, that you guys did the Toro. Yeah, thank you for that.
I could tell you exactly.
He's got the paperwork.
I got my
Yeah.
Let's see here. Macanudo was in July.
There you go.
That's awesome. So thank you. I mean, that's kind of like our wine brand. It's the people that kind of do all the legwork for us and support us and bring us here. We're very grateful because it's thousands of people who help tell our story, and we are appreciative to you guys. So,
Well, let me start off by thanking you for the wine that was sent. I've had this open and air rating. Unfortunately, I don't have a decanter here at work, but I am going to pour this, and I am going to enjoy this as we talk throughout the broadcast.
jump on in.
Yes.
Now, Alex, you're not having any?
No, I actually don't drink.
Okay.
I'm the sober guy of the crew.
We got to have one in the group.
Everybody
Paul,
needs
your
one of
wife
those
is-
friends.
I'm the designated driver of the KMA.
Everybody needs one of those friends.
Yep, I got.
Absolutely.
I do.
And Coop, you got it. And you're fighting a cold, so
But yeah, I'm fighting a cold, but I am able to drink and smoke and taste pretty well. So
okay, good. Good.
it's
good.
it's just some of the residual stuff at this point. But
That's the
I was
time
really-
to have wine.
yeah,
I love wine when I got a little bit of a cold, honestly.
yeah, it's and this is the first time I'm having the cigar and the wine together, so I'm really excited about that.
Now, Coop, I listened to your other show and you were talking about pairings. I got to kind of come after you a little bit. We're not trying to pair the wine with the cigar. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But what we wanted to do was create the nuance that the wine has and the French oak to add to the broadleaf. I smoke cigars and have wine all the time, but this was just kind of a little bit of a thing that we wanted to do to kind of add an expression to the cigar. So
Fair comment. Yep.
no, I'm an honorary person. So if anything that I say, don't take it with a grain of salt. Life's short. Gotta laugh at myself all the time because I mean, look at me in that video. I look like a Muppet. Oh my goodness. I mean,
No,
it's tough watching yourself on these videos. You're like,
Yeah.
dear
Yeah.
Lord.
And Aaron, I tell you have been a great member of our audience on the show. You've tuned in a lot, and it's very much appreciated. I know for all of us. So thank you.
Well, at the heart of it, I am a cigar nerd. I love cigars. Actually, cigars were the first thing that got me into wine. Was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas, known as flyover country to a lot of people. Farm country. Went to Wichita State, took care of a family ranch, did construction for my dad, and then the fun job was working at the cigar shop. I actually, when I was 18, I started working at Cigar Chateau. And there's actually a picture of me with the Macanudo bus, wearing my Macanudo polo.
Macanudo bus. You just
wow.
dated yourself. Alex and,
98.
Alex and Paul have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I know
No.
I know what it is, but that's way
I
prior
think it
to
was
me.
2001 when the Macanudo bus rolled in, and it was the coolest thing. My mom even showed up and sat inside, and we're all smoking cigars. And I mean, you know, the days when you didn't have so many financial commitments to run your business, and the best thing you had was a cigar to celebrate, you know, life. But fell in love with cigars, and then I would be looking over in the wine shop next to the cigar shop and see all these different regions of the world, France, Spain, Italy, and California, that were producing all these different wines. And growing up in the Midwest, I think, Abe, you're tied to Chicago, Illinois?
Chicago. I'm a Chicago.
Very nice. My wife's from Naperville.
Oh, yeah. Know the area very well.
Yeah. And fell in love with wine at a young age. I was tasting, started a wine tasting group when I was 23, but have been smoking cigars since I was 18, and never gave it up. And it's always been kind of my yoga, my moment to just shut down and just relax. And everybody leaves me alone, and I'm able to be outside and smoke 2 or 3 a day. If I have typically a week, I'll probably 5 days a week, I'll commit to 2 a night, just to chill, to shut down. And, was really kind of in this situation in 2020. We had 2 huge fires here in Napa Valley. And I don't know if you guys kind of, are we big, other than Alex, are we big wine guys? Do we follow wine?
In my house, we are.
I mean, yeah,
level 2, right?
Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy, I tell you,
I pay
He
attention.
knows his stuff.
Yeah,
I pay attention. 2 older sisters and a dominant mom and a wife from Chicago. Oh yeah, I got to pay attention.
Holy cow.
So really, we farm, and people forget, with all the beautiful vineyards and with all the beautiful packaging. At the end of the day, we're farmers. And I always tell people, when a hailstorm comes through Kansas and takes down wheat, you're not propping it up and bringing the combine through. You lose your harvest. And we make world-class wines. We don't make a lot of it. It is very highly allocated. A lot of our customers are incredible and want something that most people can't have. And we create a luxury product for them, which means, as humans, we get little involved. And what we do is we source fruit from some of the best vineyards, use only the best French oak barrels. We have one of the best winemaking teams on the planet. And we're a husband and wife team trying to create something really bespoke and really very limited, and teaching kind of the site, the varietal, and kind of what that is. Well, when you have 2 fires that start in August and then go all the way into October, smoke and ash is good with a cigar, but not with wine. And we didn't make anything. And I was trying to survive as a smaller brand. I always laugh, and I tell people, I work with billionaires and millionaires here, and we're thousandaires trying to survive with our own business, being entrepreneurs, and we're all in. But we couldn't be shut down here in California and not sell wine and then lose a whole vintage. So we had to be creative. So I do some design work. As you can tell on our packaging, it's very ornate.
Gorgeous.
Yep.
And
Very nice.
everything kind of tells a story into place. But was doing some work with a firm in London to work with some really limited high-end scotches from Scotland. And this all started with me kind of working with them on these kind of premium products that were very limited, with 30, 40, 50-year-old single malts. And one of the guys that I was working with, he goes, yeah, we've got this bottle that was astronomically, ridiculously priced. And he goes, we aged it in a Madeira barrel. And being a nerd in the wine world, I said, well, who was the producer of the Madeira? And he just goes, I have no clue, and I was like, well, what was the barrel? And he's like, I have no clue. And I'm like, well, we're charging thousands of dollars for literally no story. Okay, all right. And that kind of had this little light bulb went off. And I always wanted to do something with our barrels. I had worked with some different firms and different things. And I was like, oh my gosh, this would be really fun to age tobacco in and tell the story of this French oak that leaves, kind of like you saw in the video, comes from France, comes to Napa Valley, makes a world-class Cabernet, and then age the tobacco in that. So just like following the little barrel from France to California, now to the Dominican Republic, or wherever we were going to house the tobacco, and tell that story, and then the nuance of that little barrel where it went. So I'd called on some friends in the cigar industry. I don't know if you guys know John Farragon. He's now with La Aurora, but he had been with General Cigar. And he lives in Lenexa outside of Kansas City, and we had a home there, second home there at the time, and him and I were always catching up, and I was kind of running these ideas by him. And I had talked to some other people in manufacturers in the industry, but I think they didn't realize I was actually being serious. But I was in the road, and he goes, "Hey, you need to call my former boss, Chris Tarr." I don't know if you guys have ever met Chris Tarr with STG.
I've met him.
The man's a legend.
Yep.
My wife and I and our two dogs were on the road slinging wine because California was shut down. So we were all over the country doing private wine dinners and selling wine to keep our doors open. And we were leaving Colorado and headed back through Nevada, and got on the phone with Chris. He's like, "Why don't you swing through Vegas and we'll have lunch?" So we drove there, had lunch with him, hit it off, and then went to his golf course and had 3 or 4 cigars together, talked about stuff. I told him what I kind of wanted to do, and he said, "We're going to do something together, and this is something that I've always wanted to do." That man created the momentum and made this whole thing happen. I mean, and it was not him wanting to say, "Well, let's just beat around the bush and let's talk about this." He's like, "What do you need? We need people like you who are in the super premium, that are in the fields. We need to touch the base to those people and do something super special. We're all in, and let's tie it into Macanudo." And I was just like, is this like a practical joke? You know, where's Aston Kutcher? You know, what's happening right now? And he's like, "Let's do this." He's like, we'll take all of your barrels, and let's do something. Let's ship them to the Dominican Republic. So we sent 8 of our barrels that made the 2018 Royal Appointment, that you guys are chasing the 2021 Royal Appointment right now. By the way, how is it?
It's actually really good.
Really good.
It's unique. I was going to ask you about this, but you were getting so enthralled about tobacco.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, because I'm actually reading on this, and this says only 8 barrels of this was produced.
Yeah, that's our largest production. That's the only valley floor Cabernet that we make. We really make. We're known for our hillside, very hard to farm, hard to get to single vineyard Cabernets from the mountains. The Royal Appointment is our flagship. It is the most beautiful and elegant, fruit forward, kind of more sultry. It is
very fruit forward. I mean, I noticed it right away as soon as I took my first sip. So your product, I hear you mention bespoke, allocated, 8 barrel. Your product, I'm not going to go down and find this in the store when I'm on my way home.
No. We're really direct to consumer. You have to kind of know about us to be able to experience, it's me or my wife that hosts everybody. We've got 3,000 people on our mailing list.
Wow.
We're in great restaurants like French Laundry Press here in Napa Valley. And then we're only distributed in Kansas, my home state. And as you can imagine, not a lot of, we're in like exclusive hunt clubs, country clubs, and select restaurants that really know how to tell our story. And then we're in Texas as well. And mostly like we're at, really cool hunt clubs that you get to go to and light up cigars and pop a bottle of cab or have your whiskey and kind of celebrate this country. So that's kind of what we do, really. So that 8 barrels.
This bottle here, if you don't mind I ask, so this bottle here, if I come to your website, what is this this Royal Appointment?
The Royal Appointment's $175 a bottle.
Okay. Yes.
And then we have cabs that go to $325 a bottle, depending on the vineyard and the family that we work with and the fruit. We really go places that most people can't go. So kind of think of Flint, Knoll as like a really high-end restaurant that is going like a Michelin star, 2 Michelin star, that's trying to go and purvey produce or Iberico ham or Wagyu beef to the best farmers. So we go lease the incredible rows and blocks from these different vineyards and literally be stewards of them and create the Flint Knoll take on their vineyard or farm. and create these really, really dialed in, elegant, and all of the wines have their own story and tell their own personality because of where they grew up, the soil, the clone, and how we farm that vineyard. So they're really, really, kind of micro farming and trying to, really dial, like the Royal Appointment is fruit forward, texture, spice. And that's why those barrels, I wanted to use those first. We've got other barrels from our mountain vineyards up in the Dominican Republic, and we're testing a bunch of stuff, which is super fun. But the Royal Appointment was, I knew the one that would be the best to start because it just has this beautiful fruit texture and this kind of like Christmas spice thing going on.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I'm sorry,
I feel so left out now.
Aaron, it's very smooth too. It's a very smooth on the palate that as well.
It doesn't have that hint of alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That I normally get when I drink Cabernet. You know what I mean? It just kind of goes with Cabernet a lot. I'm not getting that at all.
Yeah, some people pick sometimes too late and kind of create this reduced kind of cab that gives you that kind of bitterness and alcohol and high alcohol. We're really not trying to do that. I always kind of break it down with people when it comes to farming and talking about like tomatoes. If you want to make a good gravy and you're Italian and it's a sauce, you're going to want to use aroma or an heirloom that shows more acidity and hardiness to make the sauce. If you use a cherry tomato, it's going to be a lot sweeter. And then if we're just talking about tomatoes, if you pick a green one, it's not going to have the same flavor as a ripe tomato, correct? And so it's all about paying attention as the farmer and what you're doing and when you're picking your fruit and what's your end goal. Are you wanting to make a gravy or you want to make a beautiful salad with the cherry tomatoes? So we try to make a purpose, and we can only produce so much wine because of the attention to detail that we're doing in these vineyards.
So now the barrels themselves, with winemaking, there's a very limited use to them, right? I mean, it's usually 1 to 3 times you can use a barrel.
Yeah. I mean, so to be 100% new French oak, it has to become unused from France, or sometimes they'll put them together here in Napa. They'll ship the wood over and then they'll make all the staves here, but you can only use it once. And then it's
no longer new oak.
Okay. And then there's a second use and a third use. By the time that you use it the third time, it is really just a vessel for the wine to set in and to breathe. Think about making tea and having a tea bag. The first time you use it, it really concentrates and makes the tea. And then every time that you use that little bag, and again, it kind of dilutes the potency. So same thing with the French barrels. So we use them really twice. 70 to 80% is always new. So we're buying those barrels. So those barrels run from $800 to run $2,200 a pop. And then we're able to only use those, very once. And then the rest we'll use them to kind of house the wine to give them more fruit and texture on the palate. Because if you use 100% new French oak, to me, it kind of masks and gives a kind of a sharpness to the wine, and you're not allowing the vineyard and the fruit to speak for the wine. So you really don't.
It's too powerful. The oak flavor becomes too much.
You come over to my house, we have a really beautiful tomahawk steak. The marbling is beautiful, and then I just sit there and over salt it and over pepper it, and you're like, hey man, you just ruined a beautiful piece of beef. Because I got too aggressive on the simple seasoning as salt and pepper, and you want to kind of dial that back because you want to taste the animal that sacrificed itself for you and taste it, not just the salt and the pepper. So for me, overusing oak sounds cool, but it's really you're trying to elevate, and the French oak is the spice box for the winemaker. So you want to not overuse it. You want to use it to complement the wine.
Okay. How do you choose? See, this is a question I had even when I was in Kentucky. I had the pleasure of meeting Bill Samuels Jr. and spending a couple of days with him and asking him how did they originally start choosing barrels and who to have manufacture them, and met the coopersmith and but it was just a long process where they decided over years and years and years what family they were going with for the bourbon. How do you decide that?
Well, so there's, you know,
Because it's so important to what you do. It becomes
is.
a huge portion of what the end product's going to be, which Coopersmith you choose.
Really, you want the winemaker, who's the chef in essence, to really have the lead on that. As a vintner and the proprietor, my job is to put people in place and not overstep my bounds of, you know, thinking I'm too cute and I have it all figured out, because I don't. I'm human.
Right.
We have kind of a vision of the style of wine that Meredith and I want to produce: elegance, texture, layers, spice. And our winemakers, Philippe and Mayan, are really kind of the most highly decorated, winemakers here in North America. Philippe, our lead winemaker, was the head winemaker at Haut-Brion in France, which is the first growth, and then Chateau Petrus, which is the wine of the queens, you know, Merlot. And, you know, his resume is ridiculous. And so when we sat down and we're talking about creating a product, they know Terenceau, Darnajou, Sylvain, all of these premium French oak barrels that we want to use are going to complement what we're trying to produce in the wine. So they're taking the lead, and then we get to, you know, every year we're still figuring it out. We're not perfect. We're still trying to hone everything in. That's the awesome thing. It's like a human. Every day you have the option to get better. And in the winemaking business, we need to get better. Next year is going to be better than this year because we're learning this harvest.
Right. And then turning that over to, I mean, this is not the first time necessarily that cigars have been aged in wine barrels, but it seems to be, you know, having a name like this, having your name, which obviously you've told us about the exclusivity of the product and how much time you take into the finesse in the product, putting it into production with Macanudo. I mean, Abe, you would know better than I would. Like, I don't. Are there other stories of a winemaker like this being involved in a cigar project?
There was a winemaker I know of that worked with Tatuaje or had cigars made that Pete was selling. You know what I'm talking about, Coop?
I don't remember, but yeah.
I think it starts with an S. I can't even remember it now. I can almost see it.
Pete's a big wine guy.
But Pete's a big wine guy. But there was a Napa Valley winery that had done some, and it's been done before. But I mean, I just been sitting here watching because this is the most active Paul DeCrocco's been in the last.
Right.
I just like I feel like I'm watching.
Like, who is he? Who's this guy?
Who's this guy?
The wine world fascinates me.
Somebody
the wine world fascinates me. It always has, and I wish I was more. I wish I was more knowledgeable.
I love it when our fans remember the stuff I can't.
Yeah,
what I think
Schrader's
is
a great brand.
That was Michael Herklotz was doing that.
Schrader cigar.
So, anyways, we've talked a little bit about wine. We got to take a break. We're going to come back and talk a little about this, which I think is actually very good and fascinating. We'll be back in hour 2. We're going to have a Name That Jam. Aaron, how's your musical acumen? You up to good? You up to par? We're going to test it when we get back from the break.
I've watched your show many times. I hope I do better than when I'm by myself.
No pressure.
So I might be like, oh, I'm lost. Yeah.
And we're going to talk more about the cigar right after this. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Keep it lit.
Phenomenal. 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 Phenomenal.
My name is Rafael Nodal from Aging Room and Tabacalera, USA. Since I was a little kid, I fell in love with a musical form called sonata. There are many famous sonatas, from fantastic composers and musicians like Beethoven, Liszt, Rachmaninoff, Mozart. and I wanted to have my own sonata. So I dedicated my sonata to Nicaragua, but I didn't write my sonata with musical terms. I composed my sonata with tobacco leaves. I teamed up with my great friend and tobacco master, AJ Fernandez, and together we created these blends. This cigar has subtle notes. It's not aggressive. It has some great flavor, some character, and amazing aroma. So I dedicated my sonata to Nicaragua, the land of volcanoes and lakes. Cheers.
Surgeon General warning.
Honesty and agree with the GOAT to tell you about Smokin's Cigar of the Month Club. Alex, tell our fans out there why our club is the best darn club out there.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why. Because every month I personally handpick 5 premium cigars. No filler, no fluff, no fugazis. These are all premium handmade name brands that you can find in any brick and mortar store in your area. All delivered to your door for $34.95. And our average monthly retail value since the inception of our club has been almost $57. Another great feature of our Cigar of the Month Club, Alex, tell them about the ease of our Cigar of the Month Club. I'll tell you, I hate subscription services. It's always a pain to cancel them, turning them on. We've made it super simple. All you gotta do is log into your account. There's a little green button there. If it's green, you're active. You want to take a break, you're going out of town, simply hit the button and you'll deactivate your membership. Want to turn it back on? The exact same easy process. You can turn it right back on. We've made it that easy for you. Another great feature is our Double Down Club. Alex, tell them about the Double Down Club. We had so many of our members reach out to us who really enjoyed our selections every month that they wanted to know there was a way they can get 2. And we've made that very simple. With a simple check mark, you can get double this great selections every month and save $10. Does our club have perks? Of course you have perks. You want to tell them about the perks? As a member of our club, every month there's a special discount code where if you like any of the selections, we will offer them to you, so you want to come and get some more. You can get them at a special discounted rate for our Cigar of the Month Club members. And finally, expedited shipping. Tell them how fast we get the stuff out, Alex. We get the stuff out on the 28th of every month. Our membership bills on the 28th, and we get every member's package out on the 28th if it's a shipping day. 5 great reasons on what makes Smokin' Cigar of the Month Club the best club out there. Check it out. Peace. Hey, I really appreciate you doing the video with me. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I mean, you didn't let me get a word in, but whatever.
What?
Well, great. It's perfect.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio this fine Saturday morning. As always, I'm here with the trusted gang, the man they call the GOAT, William the Scoop Cooper, and the Italian scallion himself, Shameless Paul. Had to throw that in there, buddy. Sorry. And we have a very special guest.
Don't apologize to me.
Aaron
I'm not the
Michaelis
one that cares.
Of Flint, Knoll Wines. We had a very interesting first segment.
Yep.
Talking about the winery, the history, the exclusiveness. I'm truly enjoying this wine.
Look at that scenery change.
Yeah,
I know. I'm finally outside.
I would have thought it was a green screen if I didn't know that you were what you did. I mean,
when
look
you
at
hear
that
the
scenery.
when you hear the roosters and the fans going on in the background, yeah. But this is my front porch.
That's amazing.
Wow.
This little pretty cool. God's good, man. It keeps blessing us.
Now, if you just joined us, like Marshall Scott, we had a lot of talk in the first hour. You may want to go back and rewatch that and learn a lot of new things that are going on in the Great Smoke this year.
Yep.
That being said, it's time to start this hour as we usually do with our very special episode brought to you by the fine folks over at Avo Cigars. We're going to test your musical acumen right now with Name That Jam.
Okay, so I do have some bad news for Aaron. In retrospect, I think that this is way too hard. I can guarantee that you will all know the jam, but I will be highly impressed with anybody that can name this. Sorry.
Great. All right. Well, here we go.
Cooper's got.
I nailed it. I have it. I will have
song,
it.
but I have no idea what the name is.
Everybody knows the song.
Yeah, I have the band.
I mean, I'm picturing the Sandlot right now when they're walking out. Like, but I don't know the name of the song.
This was a layup for me. I'll just tell you that right now. So
wow.
Yeah.
Anyone have any guesses other than Coop?
No.
I mean,
It was played on the oldies
I'm
station.
gonna lie. When I first heard it, I either thought it was ZZ Top or a George Thorogood song, but I could see by the messages I'm wrong.
I'm actually
Coop.
Yeah.
Not as hard as I thought. Cooper.
No, this was the Green Onions, Booker T and the MGs.
God, I had no idea, no clue what the name would.
I never heard the name or the song's name.
No, but I know the song.
But everybody
All right,
knows
here we
the
go.
jam.
Everyone
knows
knows
the reveal.
Green Onions.
Yeah.
Listen, if my life depended on knowing, even having a hint of that in my head, I'd be dead. I had no clue that it was called that. I've never heard of those. Wow. Well, that was a good one.
There was another fine episode of Name That Jam brought to you by the fine folks of Avo Cigars, creating musical melodies with cigars for decades and decades to come. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, Okeechobee Music Fest. I never even heard of this band. Were they a one-hit wonder?
Booker T?
No, they were, but they were way before a lot of people's time. They were in the 60s.
Yeah,
when they really
That's Marcus from the shop on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that doesn't surprise me. That guy's everywhere. Everywhere we go, I see him at any event. It doesn't matter what it is. He always comes out of the woodwork somewhere.
Yeah, they're an instrumental band. They were also a band that did a lot of they were studio backing and session musicians for a lot of people as well.
There you have it. All right, let's get
Talk
into
about
more
deep tracks.
about this cigar. I'm smoking last year's release.
So
And
am I.
Coop, during our prep for this show, you were speaking very high accolades about this cigar.
Yeah, this is a really good cigar. The Churchill one's the one I love, especially. And we have a smoking syndicate roundtable. That's what Ben Lee's brand is, and Bear brought this cigar saying, "Hey, you guys need to smoke this on the roundtable." And we were just blown away. I mean, this cigar, it's got a vanilla note in it. It's smooth. It's unlike a Macanudo I've had in a long time. It really everything just clicked with this cigar.
This reminds me of the old Macanudo estate selections and some of the really good years.
That's what this took me right back to.
That's
It's
what
like
it reminds me of.
I know they've been trying to reinvent Macanudo with the Inspirados, and nothing against that, but this kind of brought me back to what Macanudo was all about.
And I don't know if you've tried it yet, but the retrohale on this is actually pretty wild. It is.
Yes.
It actually has flavor. You know, usually I get mostly tingling or burn, or it actually has flavor, and it could be easily done on this too. It's.
Are you a big retrohaler, Abe?
I kind of will retrohale every cigar I smoke at some point just to see where it's at, but it's not something I will do throughout a cigar.
Unless there's certain cigars I'll do it with. Like if there's certain cigars that I smoke that I know I like to retrohale with, but I'm the same thing. Most of the time it's on accident, and then it's either that horrific burn or I'm like, oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's never an accident. I purposely do it. It's just I get to a point where I said, all right, let me see how this retrohales, and I'll try it.
Yeah.
After too much wine, when you try to retrohale a Neanderthal or a Jacob's Ladder, or the chisel, don't do that. You'll start crying.
Abe, you nailed it too. It's flavor. I don't get that pepper that's
right?
all over my retrohale.
So this is all me. This is all me. I'm not a huge pepper guy. So
no,
that's
very
awesome.
Interesting cigar.
And I've been smoking these now. Like I said, then they're just aging better. They just continue to age better as I smoke them.
So how much of that flavor profile comes from the oak? Because obviously the vanilla is that from the oak, that vanilla undertone that Coop is talking about?
I think it is. I think, when we're blending wine together, we're trying to hit the palate, and it's just like a chef trying to do the acid, the salt, and the fat. And, a cigar, farming tobacco is not a lot different than making wine. And we're trying to fill all the fillers, the binder and the wrapper, to complement the whole palate. And one of the fun things that we wanted to do, and the whole team in the Dominican Republic, who are awesome and very patient to deal with me being a psychopath sometimes, and then Justin and actually, the whole crew, we wanted to do the binder, which typically is the lower primings of the tobacco, and it's there really for combustion and doesn't add as much a flavor as the wrapper and the fillers. So we thought, how fun would it be to add that nuance of the French oak, which I was hoping there would be that vanilla and that sweetness from the Cabernet, to adding another level of your palate. The wrapper does its own thing, the Ecuadorian Connecticut. And then when we use the Matafina and the Jalapa and everything in the filler, that is already doing its core. But that kind of slow buffalo, the binder, adding that nuance, filling in that palate, not infusing it or anything. It's there in a very elegant, soft way, in a balance to just kind of add another layer of personality and flavor to the cigar is really what we're trying to do. And we're hoping for that. And this is still, for the first cigar, we did 9 different blends, took forever. And this was kind of the final one. And it just showed a really very opulent, very smooth and elegant cigar that was kind of sophisticated. It's not going to punch you in the face. It is just, and I love retrohelling. I think it adds another layer to the cigar and the smoking experience. And we wanted to create something very pedigree and very pretty using those barrels.
I have to admit, Aaron, typically when I've been involved in talks or interviews or even just a normal discussion with somebody involved in projects like this, it's very refreshing to actually talk to somebody that actually knows anything about the cigar side of projects like this. Because it's, believe it or not, it doesn't happen a lot. Somebody like yourself or somebody will get involved in a project, they'll throw their name on there, not really understanding the secondary product of what they're involved in.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
Well, I think that's part of probably why you got a yes, maybe quicker than you expected. You had a plan of what you wanted to do. It wasn't just, hey man, I make wine and I want to do something with cigars.
Buy my barrels.
And that's what, and not even just, I make wine, I'd love to do. Yeah. So you had a plan of what you envisioned, which, makes it much easier for somebody to say, okay, I'm on board. You're not just looking to do something and I'm going to put on all the work in. It's refreshing to see that somebody that's, like Abe said, you're not only involved, but understand the process and the nuances and are able to talk about it.
I mean, I sit here and I pinch myself. I'm so lucky. I'm talking to the four of you who I listen to. I'm a nerd about cigars. I love cigars. And to be able to do this and to put our touch and to have this passion to be able to do it, I'm a lucky man and I'm blessed. You know, I just thank God every day. I'm like, this is just, don't screw this up, Aaron, you know? But we're having so much fun. And that's why I kind of want to, you know, a lot of people don't know much about us, don't know much about the wines unless you're a collector. I want to get out there and I want to tell the story. I want to be in front of people because I love what we're doing and there's a heart behind it and there's a passion and we're not just doing it to do it. We're doing it because there's a lot of love in it, you know?
It's interesting because so my wife is doing a job right now. She's working, but she was watching. And she's, you know, very obviously being a Somm, she's very into lesser known wines and whatnot. She hadn't heard of you and she looked you up yesterday and she's like, how have I not heard of these guys? She was just texting me. She's like, how do we get this? And I sent her the website. She's like, okay. But that's what this is really, really cool about. Like, we get to be exposed to people like you that maybe we wouldn't normally, you know, hear about you. So I like that. I want to ask Coop and Abe, what's it like pairing them, the cigar and the wine together? Do you taste the similarities between the two?
In an abstract way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it.
What this wine is, typically the ones in their categories and like kind of where it states from the norm, is kind of where this cigar would be in an abstract way to similar cigars. It has a different, and you know, the extra layers that Aaron's talking about. You could actually, you know, a lot of time when people talk about layers or whatever, it doesn't transcend well for everyone. But there's a definitive extra layer of an experience or something in both the wine and the cigar, in my opinion. And everybody's been hearing us talk before you talk, Coop, but I want to get this out before we forget. Everybody's been hearing us talk about this cigar. So if you're watching this show, good today and tomorrow only, we have a special offer if someone wants to try a 5-pack or add a single to one of their make their own 5-packs or want to splurge and jump on a box, save a lot of money. We have a code. And I believe, is that code good for this year and last year's? We still have some of last year.
We still have some of last year's.
Yeah, if you're part of our Cigar of the Month Club, you were lucky enough last July or June to have tried last year's vintage. But if you'd like more of it or want to try this year's vintage, here's a code for you to go to smoking.com and save a little bit.
What is the code, Alex? I don't have it.
Flint 15.
Did we not talk
about
this during the pre-show
15.
prep?
FLINT 15. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to give some stuff away to it?
Oh, very cool. So new thing, right? What do we have? 4 5-packs? We have 4 5-packs of, you know what? I'm going to assume, because he didn't tell me about it, I'm assuming he's sending us 2 boxes of this year's selection.
Yes.
Yes. So we have 4 5-packs of this year's selection. I'm not going to lie. I saw this on the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. I loved it. I'm like, all right, we got to start. We got to try this one. This is going to be fun. So we have 4 5-packs to give away if you're listening. Alex, why don't you explain how they could do that?
Sure. So it's very simple. All you have to do is put hashtag Flint Knoll in the comments, and you will be automatically entered to possibly win yourself a 5-pack.
It's right there, guys. Flint Knoll.
It's right there.
I
Flint
can
Knoll.
do that with my audience. My audience
right.
is terrible with hashtags.
Do we have an over? Do we have an over and under how many people will write it wrong?
If you write it wrong, you're not getting it. FLINTKNOLL. In case you're listening somewhere where
that's what I have to do, Alex. I have to put it up like this.
We already have one guy who did it wrong. There we go.
I told you.
Oh, wait, that's not it.
Wow. Was it Quentin?
Right here. No, God dang it. It's moving too fast.
Yeah, you blew it. Yeah, Richard,
Really
get back in there. Get back in there.
Yeah. Aaron, because I haven't tried this year's, but it's the same pretty much recipe, but any nuances? What did you kind of pick between the two?
So the first release is the 18 vintage. So it shows the
Right.
whole farming season of that vintage of making that Cabernet for 2018. The second release is from the 2019, and two different vintages for the wines, completely different character. The 18 is going to be a little more unctuous and dark fruit, where the 19 is going to be a little more spice and a little more flirty and fruit forward.
Right.
You'll get that more nuance and more vanilla and kind of a little toastiness in the second release. I think, Coop, I agree with you. The first release with time and age, they're getting better. And this is like a cigar to the nuances of the barrels are actually coming out more. And so there's a little touch of the sweetness in the second release that I think that imparts because of that vintage of the wine that shows a little more of that kind of pronounced, but not intrusive. It's beautiful. And then the third release will be the 2021 that you are drinking right now. Obviously we didn't make it 2020, but the 2021 that you guys are drinking right now, those barrels have already been shipped to the Dominican Republic to age the American broadleaf in those barrels. So it'll be fun when we have all of them side by side over time to taste them, just get those nuances.
Yeah, I love that you guys are doing that too with the barrels, and then the tobaccos. Are pretty much it's the same core
blend.
recipe. Yeah, it's a good blend. This is a really good blend too.
Like you said on your show, the Syndicate, don't screw this up, Justin. Don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, Justin. Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah. Where is Justin, by the way? Yeah.
He's probably.
Yeah, no, we kick on Justin a lot though, but
he's an easy target.
He's an easy, and he brings it all on himself, Aaron.
Yes, he does. But I love that man.
No, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
So looks like
you know how to. You're in charge of this, so I'll let you switch over to.
I was giving everybody a few minutes. I was going to wait. I was going to wait till we.
Yeah, I mean, we could let it ride. We have actually 29 entries in right now, so if there's anybody else watching, you want to jump in.
We can.
Alex, what do you think of the cigar?
What's that?
What do you think of the cigar?
So I like the cigar. I really do. I am a lighter type smoker. I enjoy a good Connecticut. I enjoy a lighter and a more complex and nuanced cigar rather than a heavy, bold cigar. And this has just enough for me. So it's not so light that it's forgettable. It's got that nice nuanced flavor, and like these guys said, it has a certain sweetness and just certain little things that you pick up that are outside of the normal range of the typical lightly made Connecticut. So it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, and it also it really the strength level is mild, which is great for me. And I like I said, I enjoy a mild cigar, especially at this time of day. So no, this is well done. The construction is great. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't had any issues with burn or the draw is perfect. This is very well done cigar.
I mean, and Abe, you had the Toro. Is that what you were smoking?
Yeah, Abe and I have the Toro.
The Toros. The Churchill. I know Toro's an easy selling, but the Churchill, I'm old school. I love Churchills. And everybody's like, I don't have enough time. And I'm like, if you're lighting up a cigar, man, then light up a cigar. And
this is a special occasion cigar. Yep.
The Churchill is just hitting on all cylinders. The Toro's good. It is really good. But the Churchill, that really just that balance from the wrapper and the binder and the fillers is just the perfect size.
Well, Dave Mealy confirmed it's the new vintage, and it'll be Churchill. So we got 4 5-packs.
Wow, nice job.
Churchill of this year's vintage of the Flint Knoll Macanudo, and I think it's going to be a great prize, and we're going to see how cool this is to give this stuff away. We haven't given away stuff on KMA. When we first started KMA, Coop probably remember, we used to give away stuff to every show.
Yeah, it was
every show you had like 3 giveaways, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah,
stuff like
nice to see that back. Yeah,
it's kind of cool to kind of incorporate a giveaway. Well, part of it was we used to have call-ins to win stuff, and then we lost use of the studio and this and that. So this kind of feature is kind of a nice way to kind of still give stuff away. So if you're watching this later in the week, there's no point putting the hashtag. You missed it. Yeah, it's only done during the live, but I think that's why we actually started giving away, because when we hit syndication and we started playing in New York and Atlanta, they were on different
Everybody's
days.
late. Everybody's
Yeah,
late.
it was on
So,
Sundays at some markets. I remember.
So the studio was getting calls on days our shows was going on.
Right. Atlanta and New York were on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
Yeah.
I think that's when we stopped doing giveaways, but this kind of makes it cool. So
Yeah, this
very
is
neat.
really cool. Yeah, and Aaron, this, like I said, this is really a cigar you wanna enjoy. The Churchill, it's a savor the moment cigar. You don't want to rush through this when you have time. I look at this as like it's a very good special occasion cigar. I put this up with any of the premium Connecticut's that are out there right now.
Yeah, I agree. Better than most. Actually.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
really was. This was absolutely a home run.
Thank you. That's awesome. To hear you guys say that is that means we're doing something right.
Well, let
working with the team.
me tell you, and while I may have not scorched earth while you being on the show, I definitely wouldn't say nice things if I didn't think it. So I can tell you that much.
Well, thank you.
Well, if you watch the show, you know that's the
Yeah.
So, Aaron, let me ask something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a contract to do this for so many years? Or is this just a year-to-year project at this point?
I know that we had talked about a 3-year project. I think it's on the success that the cigar does. I mean, obviously, if people don't understand what it is and if it doesn't make sense, then it won't have legs, and that's just a sheer business move. So, with the team like Mealy behind us now, I mean, our second release is just dialed in, and we're getting in front of more people. It's just now getting the cigar in front of people, and then them enjoying the fruits of our labor and our hard work, and hopefully understanding what we're doing. And, the more that we can get it out there, I think they want to do stuff. Like I said, we have other barrels in the Dominican Republic from some of our hillside stuff. Sorry, is a tractor too loud that's driving by right now?
We're not picking it up.
No. And so, we're experimenting stuff in the Dominican Republic from our single vineyard hillside stuff. This is from the Royal Appointment wine that we make. And we're aging a Merlot barrel, some tobaccos in a Merlot barrel. We're doing a special project, Justin and I and the team in the Dominican Republic, from our Pritchard Hill, which is a very prestigious, iconic mountain here in Napa that makes some of the most highly allocated and expensive wines coming from Napa. And we're literally honing that farm, that vineyard, that mountain in the tobacco to see what story that tobacco will tell. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, but we just don't know yet because it's all being experienced. So I hope it takes off. I hope we can continue to do this. But that's kind of where we're at right now.
Well, at least we know we got it for this year to enjoy. I think people who try it are going to be very pleasantly pleased.
Yeah, really will. Yeah.
I agree. You want to give some stuff away, Ed?
Yeah, let's test this puppy. Let's take it for our first ride. Test this puppy out. Look, Paul.
Right.
Paul is signaling I have nothing to do with this.
No, I'm saying hands off so we don't accidentally double click each other.
Yeah, I got it.
My hands are off.
So, folks, here's the way this is going to work. I'm going to tell you now. I will not chase you. If you win, you either need to send Abe or myself a message on Facebook Messenger with your name and information, where to ship it to, or if you're on YouTube and you don't have Facebook Messenger, send an email to info@smokin.com with your information, where to ship
You have
to.
14 days to claim the prize. After that, don't message us.
So
After
if you're
that,
on-
I'm sitting at Alex's desk and smoking them with him.
Yeah. If you're on this list, that means you're watching. So there's no excuse to, I don't have to chase you. But here we go. Let's get some winners.
It's
Go
cool.
to the screen.
Let's see how this
All right.
works.
Draw
Yeah,
number
Should
one.
should we throw a bottle of wine in there to somebody too?
Well, then hold on. Let me enter myself then.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say.
If that's going to be the case. Oh,
Winner.
Andrew.
Good guy.
Congratulations, Andrew. So before you draw the next one, I've been diddling around. So I just need to share this with Aaron to let him know how I really feel. Because sometimes I know people think you're bullshitting. So my wife is the real person who got me into wine. When we started dating, she had a glass of wine every night. Early in the relationship, you start saying, "Oh, I hope she's not a wino." not drunk, you know, because I didn't experience that. She had wine, and she's the one that really got me into wine. And I took her to Napa a couple of years ago. We had a phenomenal experience. We're going back, and I'm drinking this, and I'm saying to myself, you know, she's gonna really like this wine. And I wasn't planning on drinking at home. We have a bar here. I opened it up here. I was just gonna leave this here. The guys outside, I texted them during the show. They couldn't find the cork. So he bought me some other cork that looks like it was from a liquor bottle or something. And I've shaved it and edged it down. So I can cork this bottle and bring it home for my wife to have.
Well, I sent you two.
Well, Alex, I'm giving Alex the other one because even though he doesn't drink, his in-laws are in town and they're very big wine drinkers. So I gave it to him, but I will be taking this home.
Well, here's the deal. Let me send you some more, a little care package for having me on, and then you and your wife can open it together, a fresh bottle, and enjoy it at a nice dinner.
Perfect. I'll come over that night.
My wife actually uses
Lock them out.
I see her use it all the time because I don't often drink as much or as often as she does, I should say. What's it called? It's the needle system that
the one you
little
gave
Corvin.
A Corvin. Yeah, we have a Corvin. We have a Corvin. So like she won't even break open a bottle. If I'm drinking with her, that's fine because like 2 glasses, is half the bottle basically. So by 3, you're pretty much done. But if I don't drink with her, she uses the Corvin for every bottle. She won't even crack
I have it in a bottle right now on the counter because I'm the only one drinking. You gave it to me, Abe.
Well, because we discovered it, and when we went to Napa a few years back, I'm like, this is awesome. So
before that, I used to use the pump ones, which do okay, but you got to make sure you keep pumping them throughout the day. Like every day, you got to go.
Well, and that being said, any of you that come to Napa, reach out. I would love to host you. That'd be fun to catch up in person. Pour you the whole lineup. That's the whole experience, and it's a lot of fun. And the wines are gorgeous, and then we'll have a little cigar afterwards.
Abe got to do it for the first time. Yeah. Was it 2 years ago, Abe, or 3 years ago? You guys went
2 or 3 years ago.
I got very lucky. Yeah. So our good friend Michael hooked me up with a lot of people, so we got treated very, very well. Actually, got to go to French Laundry.
There you go.
Yeah,
Michael's got some connections,
and it was really a great time. In fact, one of the things I really kind of was strange is like you have Napa Valley and you have the rest of California.
Yeah.
It's like such a different culture and mentality, even of just the people in Napa, than anywhere you experience in California. We enjoyed it a lot. So I was actually going to ask Aaron later off the show because I didn't want you, put you on the spot if you didn't. But I was going to ask you and stuff. So we'll definitely be reaching out in the near future because the Napa trip is definitely on our calendar.
Yeah, I would love that.
We kind of oddly like to go like toward the very end of season, like early October, because the crowds ain't there, and I know the fields don't look as great, but you really get
December, January, February is the best. I mean, if it's raining here, it kind of looks like Scotland and Ireland because everything's so green, but you don't have the canopy on the vines. But it is not busy. Like right now is harvest. We've been getting up early. Right. Yesterday was our last day of harvest, and everybody's here. And it's go time, but those are great months to visit because we actually have some time on our hands.
Right, that's why we really enjoyed it. We really did. All right, Alex, see who else is taking home a 5-pack.
All righty, next 5-pack coming up. Yeah, I like the way this thing works.
That is cool.
Oh,
Richard.
On his second attempt, it's a good thing he re-entered.
That's right. He misspelled it the first time.
Right?
2 more. All right. 2 more. Jason, congratulations.
Nice.
There you go.
And now for the last 5-pack.
Oh. I love that you can see the names that just
Danny Paladich.
Denny, we can't have a raffle without Denny taking something home.
I tell you, man, he's got some luck.
He really does.
He really does. That's good karma. Congrats to all the winners. Now, did you mention you wanted to throw a bottle in? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I thought I heard it, and I don't want to act like I ignored you.
No, let's do it. I'll just need their, place that they ship, an email. Someone's going to have to sign for it because it's alcohol. But if I can get all their shipping email address, an email that actually works, it's always helpful.
All right, we're going to get that information for you. You heard what we need, everybody. We need your obviously address, where you want it shipped. Be prepared. You'll have to sign for it and throw in your email. And Aaron was very kind, and I trust me, you're going to be very pleasantly pleased. He's going to ship a bottle of wine to another lucky winner. Alex, let's see who's going to get this puppy. I really want to enter myself at this point.
Yeah.
If KMA Talk Radio comes up, don't.
Well, obviously we'll redraw.
I saw us in there.
Wait,
oh my God,
we win.
Yes. Listen, I posted that. I posted that.
This is
That's
not rigged
funny.
at all.
I froze.
All right,
I
here
froze.
we go.
That's funny.
If you freeze, just tap your damn camera.
Yeah, I
What's
just
going
got
on
out of
with
it, Coop.
StreamYard?
John Griffiths.
Who literally just said, John, don't win shit. There you go, John.
Wait,
You're in
hold on.
there,
Yeah,
big-
where is his? He just posted it. Oh, I can't find it now.
It's in there. It's in there somewhere. Congratulations.
There you go.
John.
Yeah.
Don't win shit.
You better change that
Anyone.
hashtag. You need to change that hashtag now, John. There
So
you
make
go.
sure you reach out to Abe or myself. Send us your information. If you don't have Facebook Messenger, watching through YouTube, send an email to info@smokein.com, and we will get you situated.
All right, super
That's
cool.
awesome.
I like this system. I think it's cool.
It worked. It worked well.
We'll have to
It worked well.
incorporate this every
What's
now
nice
and
is they're watching because it's
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like you don't have to,
interactive.
it's easier. You don't have to.
yeah.
chase
I'm
it
not.
down.
I'm not chasing you. You chase me.
Oh, believe me, we went through pain on the Coop with that.
there we go.
That's so funny to me.
That was nice of you, Aaron. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's been on our calendar to go to Napa for so many years, but then we keep having kids. I
Going
have
to
no self-control.
Disneyland and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But we've
because-
never- I've never been to
Thank you.
Disneyland.
Thank you.
I have
Disney
never
World,
been to
I'm sorry.
Disneyland.
Disney World. With
We would
It's
totally,
about 400 miles away from Napa, Paul.
we would totally like
I
to
will
go.
not. I will not dress up like Buzz Lightyear for you, Paul. If you,
That's funny.
would not
We
do
would
that.
totally like to go to Napa with Paul and Steph. The only problem is Paul would have to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see
Yeah.
could see Brandy and Abe doing a secret trip with
Yeah.
Stephanie, and then I get stuck with the kids.
No, my wife actually
Yeah.
likes you.
Brandy and I
My
do get
wife-
along.
My wife
We
likes
really do.
everybody. That's the
Yeah, that's true.
a very loving woman. How do you think I got her?
I don't know, actually. She's she's awesome.
Yeah, she's
Um,
pretty good.
But she is very knowledgeable about wines too, and Brandy does have a good palate because I know her and Steph have gotten into conversations before about wine, and I think they have very similar palates. I guess I have a good palate, but I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I like. That's usually the short end of it, and Stephanie translates for me when we go to
At the end
wineries.
of the day, drink what you like. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
It's fermented grape juice. We make really beautiful wine, but you gotta like it and don't
Yeah.
overthink it. I mean, if it's not your style, it's not your style.
Oh, because we never see that in the cigar industry.
Touche.
Never see guys overthink stuff. Great stuff. All right, let's. Aaron, please feel free to stick around. We just gonna have a couple closing segments, kind of in the home stretch of KMA Talk Radio this week. It's time to hit our man Coop up, see what is going on in the industry. Catch us up to speed, my man Cooper. It's time for the scoop with Coop.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
Okay. It's a little bit of a light week in news this week, but the big news that came out was the announcement of this comes out about this time every year with Davidoff is the Davidoff Chinese Zodiac cigar. The upcoming, as everyone knows, and was in the KMA, the update, the Chinese New Year, it's Year of the Dragon, so this is a big one. And the Year of the Dragon collection was announced from Davidoff this week. And it's actually, first of all, what people don't realize, this is actually the second year of the Dragon that's been released. They actually did one back in 2012, and it just went to the Asian market. But
no, we had some. We had some Coop.
The white label ones. Yeah, they had.
Oh, you mean they made a red one? Like we had a Year of the Dragon here one year.
There was a Year of the Dragon, but it didn't have very fancy packaging or anything.
Oh, okay. The
yeah,
fancy stuff went to the Asian market. So my question is, now that we're back to Year of the Dragon, have they done a full circle around the Zodiac?
They've done the full circle around the Zodiac. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So this has got to be the most complex.
Yes.
Chinese New Year release I've seen.
Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff this year with it. The one that's going to go to the appointed merchants is going to be a 7.5 by 50 double Corona size. It's going to have a rough cut. It's going to have a rough cut footer, from what they said.
That's this one, right? Coop. That's
yeah, and it's got the footer band, so you really can't see that part well. But yeah, that's going to be those are going to be in 10 count boxes. If you're an appointed if you're a flagship store, or if you're Davidoff flagship stores, I should say, the ones that are owned by Davidoff, they're going to get a 6 by 56 Grand Toro size. So they are going to be priced pretty high, is what I'm going to say. So the double Corona is going to be $59, and the Grand Toros are going to be $89.
And that's this one, Coop, and the three.
Yeah, that's going to be in a 25 count box.
It seems like these go up like $10 every year.
Every year they've gone up.
Literally.
Yep.
And then you have the Whopper. Right?
Yeah, so you have the Humidor, which is going to have the Grand Toro size in that thing. And it's going to have 88 Grand Toro cigars. Now they're not making a lot of these. They're only making like 25 of these units. But
what is it, like 50,000?
Yep,
30,000?
actually just under 49,000. So
49,000.
Yeah. So those are meant to be very, very limited there as far as those go.
Is that only for flagship stores or any white label merchant?
I believe they're for anyone in that case. That's a good question.
I don't think they have 25 flagship stores.
I don't think so. Yeah, but then some may get multiples, is what I'm saying too. I don't know.
Right, I don't think they're flying multiples of those out anywhere.
Right.
No,
not at that cost.
No, they're also doing a cutter, an ashtray, and pipe tobacco. So the pipe tobacco they've done a couple times now.
First year, Coop, they delved into accessories.
No, they've had some in the past too.
For the Zodiac calendars.
Yeah, they've done some. Tiger had some, I think. Yeah, they've done a few of those accessories. This is the first year they're doing that humidor, I can tell you that.
Are we showing the accessories? Do we have the pictures of them or no?
I don't have them.
They're in the Coop article.
In the Cigar Coop article.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, there's gonna be the cutters are it's like a gold plated cutter. And they're not going to be cheap. They're $588, and the ashtray is going to be $490. You know, they're pretty high end items that they're going to have. So
get anarchies for that.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. But yeah, so that's you should start seeing those in November. Come out. So I would definitely keep an eye. I mean, these do very well every year. And then
we sell out every year, and I still get amazed because the price goes up. So I'm like, oh, it's not going to go this year, and they still sell out every year.
I remember one year, I think I got the Tigers from you and they were at the warehouse, and you guys sent someone over to the warehouse to get me my Tigers, which I was really appreciative.
Oh,
there they are.
Ashtray is pretty cool.
Yeah,
ashtray is like $500, isn't it?
Yeah, the ashtray is the ashtray is $490. It's like about $500. Yeah. So I'm curious to see if they're going to go back and do like Snake. I think was the best of the series, by the way, which is the next one. So I'm curious if they're going to bring back that Snake blend, which was they brought it back for a very limited run already once, but it didn't have the packaging or anything. But the Snake, I remember when the Snake came out, that was the first like worldwide release. That was a $30 cigar at the time.
Right.
So these have, like you said, these have gone up a lot since then.
So. Just looking at that cutter real quick, throw that back up, Paul. Looks like they made an odd number, but 588 of these. I don't know if that's significant in any way, but
I think 8 is significant in the Chinese New Year.
Yeah, I think there's something with the 8s too. You're right, Abe.
8 is the luckiest number. in
Yeah.
Chinese
Really?
culture. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about that being a lucky number.
I thought 1 is the luckiest number you could ever do.
I would have thought like
Well, but as per the song, but not in China.
8. Huh?
Yep.
I would have thought it to be like 9, like Baccarat.
Baccarat.
All
All
right,
right.
what else?
What else
All right.
you got going on, Coop?
In the high-end accessories line, ST DuPont has released a series of lighters called the Big D. I saw these at the trade show. These were really cool.
They
This
are
is
cool. We just got them in.
Yeah, we have
and they're not for DuPont. They're reasonably priced. I'll just say.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. These go for $425 to $450 depending on the finish. And basically, what it is, it's the Line 2 design, with a big, thick jet flame on those things.
Yeah.
So I think these look really cool. So supposedly you get the same ping. I'm not a big fan of the soft flame actually, so I'm pretty excited about this one. That like I said, the big. I love those fan. It has that fan flame on it. Really, really nice end on those. So those I think started shipping this week, or last couple weeks.
Yeah, we have them. I actually like. I think it's called I think it's Slimmy or something they did too. That they're a little.
Yeah,
they're a little. Slim.
I'm actually having Rob bring one from up front.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, there's
they're
a
nice.
Slimmy and a Twiggy as well. So there's like one really like narrow one. It almost looks like a high. Like
Names
it's
are a
got
little
that-
weird. Slimmy and Twiggy sounds like a Laverne and Shirley episode, but
Right.
What is it? Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah.
So that's like I said, for DuPont, that's reasonably priced. When I look at that,
Yes, they are. They are.
Yeah, so that's something. Yeah, so I actually put it on my Christmas list, so if I can get it, but
oh, cool.
I doubt
Santa,
I
please, Santa.
Yeah, I doubt it. All right. In other news, Cavalier Genève Cigars, they have a thing called the limited release series they launched last year, and what they do is they take one of their core lines and they do a modified blend on the core line, and they do a limited release on that modified blend. So this year they picked the white series, which is one of their that was their first core line. And what they basically did is they swapped the wrapper out for a Habano wrapper, and so they do a limited release of these once. Last year they did it with the Viso Jalapa line. This year they're doing it with the white series line. Comes in one size. I love this size, a 6 1/4 by 48, which they haven't done that size before.
Good size.
Yeah, good size. And it's going to be a limited 500 box release of 15 cigars per box and $13.50 per cigar. So I like what those guys have been doing a lot at Cavalier in the last couple of years. I think they've been doing some good stuff.
You know, they work at it. They don't just dilly-dally, and I kind of like that. They're good people. I like it.
They are. Yeah. I think Sebastian and Brian are great guys. So
yeah,
I like what they did with that. And I like what they did last year with the Viso Jalapa, just tweaking the blend a bit and makes it something good. So you can look; those should be starting to ship also in November. And finally, this was an interesting story. I know you guys know Fratello Cigars, and you know Omar DeFrias, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Omar, as everyone probably knows, came from NASA, and he was like he worked in like the financial end of NASA. This guy, he like managed these huge budgets, right? But he worked with a guy over at NASA named Steve Altimus. And Steve Altimus at the time was a deputy director at NASA. He went and founded a company called Intuitive Machines, and they are doing the first commercial lunar lander that's going to go to the moon. So this is something that's being commercially done.
Didn't we discuss this on KMA already?
Well, no, the cigars, but now he's actually sending them to the moon.
Yeah, so they're actually, what they're going to do is they're not going to send the cigar to the moon, but they're going to send the logo up to the moon. So the logo is going to be, they couldn't fit it on there. It's not a huge, these are not big units. But the Fratello logo is apparently going to be on the moon, is the big thing. And then when I talked to Omar, he said they're actually landing this on the south pole of the moon, which hasn't been done before. So they've never landed on the south pole either, which is going to be interesting. It's scheduled to launch November 16th. That's the earliest, but if everyone knows NASA, those things could get delayed.
Who knows? Yeah,
absolutely.
Who knows?
Well, so what does that mean? The logo is going up. They slap a sticker on there.
Yeah, they're gonna slap it on a moon rock up.
Omar went from one industry with delays and never being on time to another.
Another one, yeah. I actually picked up one of these little.
Hey, just tap your mic. Tap it.
Yeah, they have little. The cigars are actually packaged in the land is called Nova C, and they made the packaging, which I think we did talk about on KMA. The packaging looks like little Nova Sea Lunar Landers.
Yeah, it was packaging was pretty cool.
Weird.
They should ship some cigars up there so the aliens could start smoking cigars.
Get them.
I thought that's what you were
mean,
going to
come on.
say. Yeah.
I think
come
Omar.
on, guys.
Yeah, well, I asked Omar. He said it would. Yeah, because I would have liked it. He goes, but I'm getting the logo. I'm not complaining either. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess
Yeah,
you take what
so
you
I don't
get
know
from
when they take pictures of this thing. I don't know if the logo will be. It'll be interesting to see if the logo gets seen or not. I don't know where the logo is on this thing either.
I can't believe they're allowing it. That's awesome.
Well, it's privately being done.
Right.
So it's being done. NASA's doing it in conjunction, but they privately outsourced it to this company. Like I said, Omar had the connection with this guy because he worked with him at NASA and he knew him for a long time. So he brought him in for the cigar project.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm actually excited about that lunar landing. It's I actually remember the Apollo 17 on TV. So when I was a kid, so I haven't seen this forever. So I'm excited about that.
I can't say the same, Coop.
Well, it's 51 years ago, Paul. You weren't born. Yeah. None of you guys. Maybe, I don't know how old Aaron is, but Abe, you were probably an infant when it went up. So
I'm 43.
None of you guys remember that. Yeah, it was cool. You'd watch these things on TV like all week. They'd interrupt all programming, and you see all this moon coverage. It was really cool when they did it.
Abe is probably still too young to remember seeing it. Like it was probably
the year he was born. I think it was 72 when it happened. Yeah. So that's the only one I remember is Apollo. The last Apollo is what I remember.
Oh, there you go.
So this is the lighter. It's actually bigger than a line 2.
Yeah. Oh, it is bigger. Yeah.
No, it's bigger than a line 2. I don't know what ping you're talking about because there's no ping on these.
Oh, I thought they had the ping on it. I thought
it doesn't even open. The top is. I got to turn this.
Okay, so it doesn't do that. Okay.
Turn your background off. Yeah.
I am. Relax. I got you covered.
Right, now, how much are those?
That one's $425.
How much?
That's
$425.
Now, I like this kind of flame.
Oh, I like that too.
Type of flame. Yeah,
it's
I
nice
love
and
it.
wide. Yeah.
I like this type of flame. It looks like it's got literally like 3 burners shooting together, but
it's kind of a jet flame with a soft approach. That fan flame.
A little bigger and bulkier than I think I would normally carry around with me, but
you should have made him grab you the slimmer one too. They're nice.
Yeah.
Does it have the same type of flame, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, see, then that's exactly what I would like then. Thinner,
yeah. And that's good cool. When you have a larger ring cigar. That's a good flame to have with it.
Rando
cool.
is in Barcelona. There he is, the man with the plan.
Oh, nice. He's in Barcelona.
Nice.
What else?
How did you get the RV over there?
What?
That was.
How do you get the RV over to Barcelona?
I don't think Randy's.
Doesn't Randy live the RV life? Isn't that?
No, bro.
Am I confusing him with somebody else?
You shouldn't talk.
That's Tim.
Tim Baloo.
Yeah, it doesn't even remotely sound like Randy.
Realize how disattached you really are, but when you start talking, everybody.
I saw the picture. They look similar. I think.
I don't know who that's more insulting, Tim or Randy, that you confuse them to. I'm gonna let them debate that. I'm gonna let them debate that one out.
Oh God, I gotta turn off messages now. I'm gonna start getting Facebook messages.
Just stop and think of that question. How do you get an RV to Barcelona?
It was a joke. We do jokes here.
Mm-hmm. The way my kids say when I try to bullshit them. Ready? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else you got going on, Coop?
That's it this week.
All right.
No STG releases?
No STG release of the week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no STG release of the week. How can Justin blow it this week when we have on?
Well, we made up for it by talking about STG cigar.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, for more information, stay up to date. Please visit our good friend at cigar-coop.com.
So, Paul, you're ahead right now of STG.
Yes, Paul is ahead. Paul beat out the STG release.
Wait a second. I think I got something. I think I got something coming up, though. I don't know if it's going to stay.
Yeah, of course you do.
We'll be back next week with season 8 of Taylor Tapes.
Yes.
We're going to now. Do we announce what we're doing?
Yeah, we can announce it.
We can announce it.
Have we done it? I can't remember.
We have not done it. We've not announced it.
I don't know if I'm thrilled about this one.
I came up with it. That's why.
Yeah. No, you came up with some other ones, but I don't know. How do we classify this? What are we calling this one?
This is the top 10 greatest cartoon characters that are not Disney characters.
So yeah, we didn't want to give Paul a Disney in with this because he's done a lot of them already.
Yes.
So I said
So
we have to
basically,
exclude Disney. We have to
Just to be
exclude.
clear on this, after we banned Paul from doing any more Disney, we went to still an animated series of.
Yeah. Listen, man, there's some good.
There's some good ones. I mean,
No, there's some really good ones. But
I've been running this list by my boys.
We're
you know?
giving. Listen, we're giving Paul a soft out away from Disney. So
I needed it. I needed it.
we didn't want to totally just break him.
Yeah.
Into. So it's a soft out to push him away from Disney.
But,
I needed
but
to get
I'm
out.
telling you right now, like none of mine are going to have any superheroes. They're all going to be like really like.
I have no superheroes on mine either.
Nah,
I'm
me
not
neither.
doing
Oh,
any
you made
superheroes.
yours already?
Oh yeah,
No,
I did it.
I've already have all like the nominees like in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who may qualify? I haven't ranked them or anything, but I'm staying away from.
I think we're gonna have very different lists on this too.
Yeah, because Coop's gonna have all guys from the 1930s. Like he's gonna. Have
No, I'm gonna tell you, I have a couple very new characters on my list, and one is very high on the list.
Okay.
Actually, maybe two are very high on the list. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I just need to clarify: is this like? Is it not limited to Saturday morning cartoons? This could be like primetime, like Simpsons, Family Guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
adult
absolutely.
cartoons. Yeah.
No, I
Absolutely.
got some old classics like Woody Woodpecker and stuff like that.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. George
All right.
Jetson and all that. Yeah.
This is actually going to be another hard one, man. There's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah.
10's going to be tough. Do we have a Would You Rather, Alex?
We do.
All right. So before we go in there, I just want to say how proud I am. I've been whittling away at this, but just so you know, I've been so I've been so self-conscious that I didn't want to make sure any piece of cork fell in the wine. I've been using a nail file, smoothing all the edges. I got this down, and here, look at this. Finally,
Look at that.
look at that. I get,
You
to,
love your wife.
I get to take it home. She will never know how hard I worked to bring this bottle of wine home to her.
That's awesome.
It was
We'll
really
send her
good.
a clip.
I'm glad you enjoyed the wine.
Really good
I
wine.
really did.
I really
I
did
enjoy
too.
it. I know it's
Really
gonna be
good.
right up her alley. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother working that
Yeah.
hard to take it home for her. It's gonna be right up her alley. All right. As always, like how we like to close out all KMA shows, it's time to find out Would You Rather. Brought to you by the fine folks of Gurkha Cigars.
Would you rather?
Okay, it is time to set the scene. So it is cigar night with you and your crew. You and the gang are hanging out tonight. Unfortunately, you are Paul and you are running late and unprepared.
Oh my
And
God! Come on,
So
dude.
you need to
Jesus
pick up
Christ.
drinks to pair and share with the guys tonight. Unfortunately, you only have two options. Would you rather pick up a box of cheap wine or a box of cheap gas station coffee to bring to cigar night?
This is the boys.
What was the inspiration for this one?
We talked about coffee this morning, and we just talked about wine for the
I was thinking
entire
of
show.
wine. Good for you.
You like that?
So I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
In this scenario, I'm technically Paul the Graco.
Well, I mean,
No,
you're
stop.
Paul in your. In
Because
your
then I really wouldn't care. You know?
no, you're Paul in your failure to be prepared.
I was waiting for Abe to say, "Well, Paul would come with nothing."
So, cheap box of wine or cheap box of gas station coffee. That's your only options. Anybody? Aaron, feel free to jump in.
What time of day is this get together?
That's it's whatever. It's mid-afternoon. That's sometime
Is
where you
it-
can
it's
have
not-
coffee or wine.
It's the dads getting together on the golf cart, you know, like
I
My
would say
neighborhood.
the wine, and then you can maybe find some cognac, chopped up some fruit, and make a little sangria. You know,
ooh, not a
Yeah,
bad.
Booze
you made
it
your
up.
own- you made your own scenario, Aaron.
Yeah.
You made your
You
own
know.
scenario.
I'll go with the
boxed
wine.
wine.
I'll go with the wine too, because the alcohol is, yes, need it.
I'll go with the coffee.
See,
I'll
I
go-
was thinking coffee
Cheap-
too, because
cheap
you can
box
doctor.
wine is-
You can
cheap
doctor
box-
coffee. There's some sugar and as much,
Coffee's coffee. Nobody has any high expectations of coffee if you're just bringing it together. But cheap box wine. I know
Bad.
I'm gonna get backlash for this, but it's just a very feminine thing. Wine in boxes is a very feminine. I'm never bringing a box of wine anywhere. And sorry, I'm not drinking sangria either. It's just kind of like
no, I get it. No, I know.
That's why I see like a lot of women doing on a
there.
brunch morning. Your fruit and your wine, and I can't manly do that in a room full of real men. You know. Now, if Paul was in the room, it really wouldn't matter. I can get away with both.
As someone who once was victim of having Andre Champagne, that's something. I'm going with the coffee. So.
Coffee's more disguisable of not bringing something of quality.
I might be able to find a good gas station. I may find a better gas station coffee than a better gas station wine. Is kind of what I'm looking at. There's a couple of this will salvage.
There you have it.
Listen, John. Inexpensive wines. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just the whole box format. You know,
I despise the box format.
Yeah, bringing wine in it just, I don't know.
The one brand used to come in the box. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it.
Franzia.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
In college, we do Tour de Franzia and literally ride bikes around and then have the bags at the stop to drink it. I was a booze hound my whole life, so I guess.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm walking around with a box of coffee. I feel a little manly. I got enough juice for everybody here, boys. Walk around with a box of wine, man. I feel like I need to go hide somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm with Aaron. You take the bag out of the box, and then you just have the bag, and you can all just do a little squirt.
Yeah.
Just drink out of the spout.
Paul likes to drink squirts.
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 Oh God.
All right. Well, everyone. Aaron, I really want to thank you for joining us. It really was a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learning more about your wine, your vineyards, your project, and I will assure you, we will be visiting your website. This will become a selection that will definitely make our little coolers at the house and our repertoire.
Yeah, we're excited over here to try it for sure.
Yeah.
She's already on the website. I can't wait.
I need the side note when we get a second. Can I side
Go
note?
ahead.
Paul,
What?
don't think it
Stop.
went unnoticed.
You son of a bitch. See, I can't.
That you deleted the picture of yourself on your knees cleaning the floor yesterday.
Oh, this was absolute.
Oh, I got so dude. I was looking at the time. I'm like, it's 12:02. He didn't even see.
I forgot. Good. So this
during our prep, did you put it back in yet or no?
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, during our prep,
good. Maybe he can't find it.
Paul all of a sudden has to get off his knees, and he's on his knees.
He's on his knees, like cleaning
on the floor, wiping something, and he's wiping the dog poo on the floor.
Well, my oldest dog had a little bit of an accident. My wife was out. I was on my phone talking on the meeting because I was out of work for the day and I was watching the kids. So I came in here. I saw a little piece of poop, so I had to scrub it and clean it up.
So funny.
That was our meeting yesterday.
And if you wonder why he's not prepped when we're getting ready for KMA, because this is what he's doing when we're all discussing.
Side note, that's the new construction in my house. That's my old closet in my office, which we removed. We just
is that what's going on in the back?
Looks like the
you might see some stuff on the ground.
Mansion.
I said the dialogue was even funnier. We need to record it, but Alex did get a screenshot of it. So
thank God.
Paul tried to delete it. Good catch, man. Good catch, Alex.
I didn't try. I did, and I did it like at the beginning of the show.
Good
sneaky,
catch.
Sneaky.
All right. Well, Aaron, once again, thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate it.
Hope to catch you in Napa Valley in the near future.
Absolutely.
Everybody, we hope you enjoyed your Saturday morning with us. Hope we entertained you, taught you a little bit, had a lot of fun. Don't forget next week, TGS tickets Wednesday, Anarchy Tuesday, Advent, and our newest project ever, the Hanukkah holiday box that drops Friday, all at noon. And then the following week, look for your Wagashi. For those who pre-ordered, look to complete your orders. Other than that, we will catch you all next week. Once, thanks again very much. Keep it lit.